Hiya, it's Carly from Kip McGrath Carlisle today, and we are looking at verbs, okay? So we've already had a little look at nouns and adjectives, which are two of our main word classes. Our verbs then, the next one is the one that is the doing word or the being word. Now kids are fine with remembering that it's a doing word. It's when it comes to be a being word that they really struggle with. And that's because verbs include things like is, was, has, okay? And that's where they struggle. So let's have a look at some of our verbs. So we've got things like walk, talk, drink, okay? And added into the verb section is also the fact that they've got to understand how to change tenses. So to go past tense, most things will add ed. So walked and talked, we add ed. However, there are exceptions. So drink goes to drank. So this is all kind of extra complications in the verb section, but essentially we're looking for what the person is doing in the sentence, okay? But we also have verb chains, and that is when we have a few words together that make the verb. So is walking. That's a chain because there's two words that tell us what they're doing. Okay? Was dancing. Again, there's a couple of words making up our verb. So we talk about verbs, we talk about verb chains, you can talk about tenses. And then we've got one extra thing in verbs, especially if they're doing the SATs test, and that's modal verbs. And if I'm honest, I didn't know what they were until it came up on the syllabus and we had to start teaching it, because we just don't separate them off like that. But they're quite easy once you understand them. So a modal verb is just any of our verbs that indicate possibility. So should, could, would, may, might. Okay, so they're all examples of modal verbs. Sometimes in a question, children will just be asked to pick out the modal verb, okay? So again, with our adjectives, our nouns and our verbs, a good activity is to pick out those in a piece of text, or try and challenge them to come up with more interesting verbs, or you can sometimes divide up a piece of paper and get them to do their verb in past, present and future tense. So there's all kinds of different things you can do to practice verbs. Okay, thanks.